So Deluge in a Cup is one of a set of pieces that I had originally devised back in 2012, 2013, that really spoke to the idea of what it is to be a refugee. We know that in our narrative structures of old, whether it be oral history or written history, from going back to Homer's Odyssey, there's the idea of the hero's journey. And the hero's journey is one of those narrative tropes that we all know. We all know the quest to look for better conditions or look for a better life. That's what it is to be a refugee. It is so common to the human experience. It's one of the very most basic stories that we tell each other.
Surprise everybody later.
So to ask those to have empathy is a very powerful thing that art can do. I'm not sure I have ultimate conviction that art can change the world or change policy in the here and now. But what it can do is ask the long view, the bigger questions about who we are as a community, who we are as a society, where are we going, and how much we pave the way for our own future. In the devising of these works downstairs, I was to make not literal works about the refugee crisis, but rather to speak to ideas of change and development, that in the hero's journey as set up as a narrative structure, you have a beginning, you have a challenge, you have a conquest to overcome, and then the hero faces ultimate crisis or challenge, and at some point it almost looks like all is lost, and then there is a final destination. Now, very specifically, you have oilstone 1 and 2 that break. One is intact, one is broken, but both of them are changed. One has oil leaking into a marble boat engine. In Deluge in a Cup, however, there's a very different thing going on. It is simply more of a poetic idea of continuous change. Once the change has started, once the water has been added into the tarpaulin and dripping into the cup, overflowing onto the wooden stand. That wooden stand is only clipped together. The overflow, the water swells the joints of the stand and keeps the cup afloat, keeps the cup atop the stand. If you were to withdraw the water, if you withdraw this constant rate of change that happens with the water and the swelling of the joints will dry up and the cup will drop off and smash. I'm very aware that it's anachronistic. The material itself, I mean, to wrestle with that medium is to wrestle with a dialogue of old. I certainly have two elements to my practice. The art about making, in and of itself. I'm very interested in digital methodologies, working with carving robots versus the digital versus the analog. And in fact, it's not versus, it's actually very complex and mixed. And the other is the socially engaged, being able to use this very relatable palette, and also because I work with recognizable objects, I can be very direct in my artwork when talking about political ideas.